Welcome back, guys. So it's been a while. Haven't done a lot. Anyways, doesn't matter. So this week, this video, whatever you want to call it, we're gonna do a video on the Maverick. The Maverick is getting put on air ride. We, and by we I mean me, went and got a kit. It is a air ride kit made out of BC Racing coilovers. We got some slam bags in there. Got some knockoff 480s and a knockoff airlift kit. This kit's made specifically for a Maverick. It came off another Maverick, identical to this, different color, but I mean hybrid. So I've already been talking to the guy that I got it from. He's kind of giving me some insight on it. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna get it jacked up, get the wheels off. We're gonna get it on jack stands, and kind of start mocking everything up and go from there. So the first thing I did, I just wanted to see how it was gonna fit. Seat came forward or up, had to pull the jack and the spare tire stuff out, but the guy I got it from had 3D printed, it's hard to see, this base, and there's two screws. You can see there's the 10 and there's one right there. 3D printed that base for his, and I set it in there, and wow, not even paying attention. Got it in there. I'm gonna see how it goes, see if I like it like that, or if I need to flip it around to where the plug-in's on the top and then the air lines are on the bottom. All right, so we got all four jacks up underneath it. Bentley is going to help me with this. He's wanting to do the wheels. You're good. Go ahead. And that's one. So we're gonna get all four wheels off and I'll show you from there. First hiccup. So the silver struts, or shocks in the back, came with the top hat piece already bolted or built onto the shock. So I've got the wheels back on the truck. I got to get it off jack stands because the factory stuff is in the attic, and I got to have it for this because it bolts on right there. BC's, I guess, different than what silvers are. I mean, it doesn't matter. I just got to get the truck down now and back it out, get the stuff, disassemble it, reassemble it, truck back up, and go from there. So so you guys know what I'm talking about, that right there, that's what I needed. That little top hat off that. The silvers comes with theirs already on it. So now that we've got that off and back on, time to do this again. Also, side note, 13 millimeter for that top nut. I'm gonna show you. This nut, 13 millimeter. I had to get the deep socket for it, and I held on to this to break it loose. I'm gonna do the same thing to tighten it back up. All right, so to take this off, if you haven't seen my install video on the silvers, we've got two 18s, and you got an 18 here. Also, I think we were rubbing a little bit, but you got to take all this out, or you don't have to. I'm choosing to. I'm going to take that out. You got all these push clips all the way around, and we're going to work on that too. Braxton's going to take care of pulling that other side out while I do this side. All right, so the bag is in. It is bolted in. Sorry about that. Braxton's moving stuff around to get the jack. You can see it's going to be there. When it goes up, it's going to, weight of the truck's going to sit on it. We got to have the 18s to do this, and then you got your 118 there. So I'm going to have him get that, and then we're going to adjust this and kind of play with it and see what we got to do. All right, let's get a first person or overhead preview of this. Go ahead, Braxton. All right, hold on. Let back down. All right, go ahead.
lift it up now, right?
Yeah. Stop. All right, so we did that to get those lined up. Take that. Screw that one in. Let down some Rex. There we go. And there you go, that one. We're gonna take our 18. Warning, it's gonna get loud because I'm not gonna stop for this one. And there we go. And that is the lowering shock, or the shock, and then the bag in. All right, there we go. We got the jack up under it. We got it jacked up. We got the filter liner out. I was concerned because the fuel tank is there, but with it collapsed, I don't know if we're really going to be able to get up that high. I don't know. Just like also Braxton just asked me if we're going to leave if we're going to put the liners back in. I don't know. I'm assuming guys have done it without it. I'm assuming guys have done it with it. Yeah, we're gonna figure this out. So the front is done, or no, excuse me. The rear is not done, but it's mounted. We got the bags in, we've got the shocks on. Next step up, or next thing to do, we're gonna do the front. We gotta take off the wiper cowl here. There's some little things right here. There's a couple of voltage lines that we got to be careful with. Then all this unbolts, or that unbolts. There's another one on that side. This will come up and out. And then we've got the strut bolts, 3 of them. I think they're 13s or 14s. Both sides. We'll get those, and I'll show you as we go. All right, so you saw where I think I said all right again. I say that like every break and when I get going, and it's just habit, and I apologize. You saw where I got the 13, that one out. I got to thinking about it. Probably shouldn't pull the other 2 out yet until we get the spindle and all the other stuff unhooked from it. Because the last thing we need to do right now is undo that and have everything just go. To get going with this, you got a little spot right here where your ABS sensor is. It runs in there. Let me move that. Well, I'll get to that in a second. You got to undo where the push tab goes in, or the push pin. Ow! Watch your finger. You might smash it. All right. So then, on this side, you have an actual brake line that is 8mm. That you'll undo it. It's just a screw on your end link. That is a 17. So let me figure out how I'm gonna do this, because you know, aluminum body truck, magnetic, not really a thing for it. Trying to hope to show you guys this. There we go. Let's hope this works, because all right, so that's off. How that worked, I don't know. Surprised it didn't just spin loose or spin like crazy. It's a nylock. Comes with silvers like that. Set that to the side. For mine, I didn't. I went and got a. I can't even think of the name of it. Camber adjustment bolt, where it's got like an egg shape in it, so you can adjust your camber. So I didn't have to cut the top to do it. So on mine here, we got a 15 on one side, and I think it's not a 16, it's an 18. We got an 18 there. Let's see if this thing will bust it loose. We got a low battery. On top of that, they're like 6 years old, so there we go. On the bottom, I can tell you it's a 8. One side's 20. Crap for my voice. One side's a 20. I'll probably have to take a hammer and knock that out. We'll have to get the jack up under it to help here in a second. But yeah, I'm not gonna bore you guys with much more talking. I'm gonna pull this apart and I'll show you the aftermath. So last night we got the passenger side together and went to test everything and make sure it wasn't leaking, and it was. And I went to adjust it and the feed hose broke. I don't know what Loctite this dude used, or seam sealer. I don't know. It's black and that stuff doesn't like to come out. So lucky for me, I have another lead hose. Downfall, I have to piece together the fitting because 4th of July, nobody's open. Then it happened at like 8 o'clock last night, and I wanted to get it done. So yeah, you can see, well, there we go. It's in there. I gotta get my piece for here. I'm gonna try to get some air in it so that we can drop it down so that I can get my sway bar end link hooked up. Hopefully we can run those. I don't see why we couldn't, but we'll figure that part out.
One eternity later.
All right, so this is gonna be the area where I end up putting the tank, at least tentatively. You can see spare tire, tank can go there. I gotta figure out how, I mean, I've got pictures from how we did it, but I don't know if I'm gonna put it here or how I'm going to put it here yet. Because we got this harness, runs around. And then for compressors, look like he put them here. So maybe I have to take the spare tire down. I don't know. But I'm gonna get the GoPro set up and we're gonna try to figure this out. So this is where I'm gonna try to mount this. As you saw in the previous thing, it's got this harness here, and it's a tight fit. I'm trying to figure out the best plan of action. I think what I'm gonna do, as you can see, I've got a mark here on both sides. I'm gonna take this off. Sorry for the background noise. It's toasty out here today, and the fan's blowing right in my way. But I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna put it up there. I'm gonna mark where the holes, this hole is. I think I'm gonna run a nutsert in. So we'll run a nutsert up here somewhere. So that way it can be bolted in and taken in and out, and then and go from there. I don't know how many more good ideas I have on where to mount this without having to fab something up and possibly put stuff here, but I lose the ability to have the spare. Nutsert's in. You saw me fighting with it. Basically, the step bit was a little too big and the drill bit was a little too small. So a lot of back and forth to try to get it to make it where I got that in there. We got this one in. We got this one in. I'm gonna get Braxton to hand me the other plate for this and the tank. We're gonna mock the tank up. We got the tank in. Let me show you that. You see, oh well, I guess kind of see it upside down. bad camera guy right here, I tell you what. So it's bolted in both spots. Looking at, well, you're gonna look at me for a second. I'm laying on the floor. Anyways, so what I'm gonna end up doing, I think I'm gonna take the compressors and put one on the passenger side, or on the driver's side in the wheel well, one on the inside of the frame. Downfall, because this tank doesn't have 1/4 inch holes or spots for the tank or the compressors on both ends. It's only got it on one end. I got to figure out how to, I'm going to figure out how to get it all the way to the one to the other. So let me show you what I'm doing. Zoom that out. So you can see I've got right here, I don't know how good it's coming through on the camera. You see the black marker on both sides. I'm gonna take the mounts for the compressors and I'm gonna put them up there. I'm gonna mark them. I'm gonna drill my holes so that way I can put a bolt through it, bolt them in. This side, I'm gonna figure out a way to do it there. And then I gotta figure out my water trap, if I'm gonna put it here or what. But yeah, that's where I'm at. All right, so the compressors are in and it's a giant mess down here. Compressor, you got your power wire, you got a factory ground. We went ahead and went to there with it. Same thing over here. We got the other compressor down and went to there with the ground. Power wires here. Gonna figure out the relay later, and by later I mean tomorrow. I got to go and cook. Both of them are going to a T that goes into the pressure regulator, water catch. I don't know. Dude had it set up with this, was using this as a catch. I'm gonna try to use it. If it works, great. If not, great, because I can take it out. Future plan is to move the tank from above me to I'm gonna make something to come back here and either bolt in here or bolt in where the old tow hitch used to go, and then we'll take a tank here, move this compressor there, and have them teed into the tank instead of together, and the chances of one screwing up and screwing the other one up. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna just deal with it for right now. I want to get it on air. We've got the one switch wire for the pressure going down to ground. Yes, most of my stuff is red. That's all I got. I've had it for a long time. I'm gonna use it. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'm still laying on my back because that's apparently all I've been doing. And I'm gonna get out from under here. I'm gonna go cook some dinner, watch some fireworks, and come out and do some more tomorrow.
The next day.
Day 3 of doing this, nickel and diming it. Today's goal is to try to get everything finished up. Attempt, not guaranteeing it, but I'm at the point where I need to plumb up everything, all my lines, wire up the switch, wire up the compressors, the relay, everything. So that's on the plan for today. We'll see how that goes. So I stopped on the wiring and I started working on plumbing. I had to message the guy I got the stuff from to get an idea on what we were doing or how he did it. And after seeing what he did, makes sense. Let me show you. So we got this little piece here, and sorry, lights shadow in the camera, where you got a part of the harness that comes in, and I messaged him and he goes, yeah, just push it through that. So I ran some slits. We got the driver front, driver rear, and then the dump. So on this side, we're actually point to that one. So we got that right there. We're gonna run the feed, the fill, or the feed, the dump, and then both lines for this side here. And then wiring, we're gonna have to figure out and all that. So yeah, lots of fun. Lots and lots of fun. So to give you guys an idea about the what I did, you got the right two top ones, or you know, right front. Oh, my lights dying. Left one, or right front, right rear, feed, exhaust, and it goes again, same thing as I did on the other side. I sliced through. Downfall is that there's way more going through this than there was the other side. We got our power wire. We got our accessory remote wire that's going to the switch. Give me just a second. I'll show you guys the underside. All right, we got this line. That's my front line. You can see it runs there. It runs up in this little crevice right here. There's a harness there for your hybrid battery or whatever the non-hybrids have on this side. Probably nothing. And it runs all the way up, runs here, and then it runs over to the corner where my strut bag comes through. But we've got that done. We've got, I'd show you up inside, but I can't do that from the ground. We've got everything almost plumbed. Still got to work on the power lines though, and the wiring. So what we ended up doing, we came across the top of the tank, fuel tank, with everything. I went across the top with my power wires, and then back to my monstrosity. Hooked up my relay. This thing claims to be 120 amp. We'll find out. The other thing I did, this already had this 1/4 inch line here, or fitting. So I just made it where I can I ran a piece of hose up to it. I got a ball valve up here. In the event that the compressors go out, we can hook an air line up to it and fill up the tank, continue on with what we're trying to do. So we got that. Now it's all to wire up the inside. All right, so if you're going to be an overachiever, or you just want to hide your stuff and you want to take your center console out, which is what I just did, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 10 millimeters. There's an 8 millimeter over here underneath this thing. I pulled the other side off, nothing there. When you go to undo the harnesses, all you have to undo is the one that goes into that, and it separates everything, and you can have your center console out in one solid piece without all your wires. Oh, Rex, I want to make sure. Up here, sorry, up there, I know it's hard to see, but up there's 2 7 millimeters. It got me for a minute. So make sure you guys are pulling that stuff out. Man, this has been an experience on learning where what everything is. So, accessory switch issue I've been running into. Everything I tap into, it's constant power. I don't know if it's Ford, I don't know if it's because it's a hybrid. It's not working. But up underneath the dash, as you can see, under the dash, we have a fuse box as I turn my light away. What I ended up doing, I finally had to break out the multimeter and found that this green wire is a key on 12 volt switch power. So I tapped into that. I'm gonna plug it back in, clean all this up, and I'll show you guys the, we got a few things to finish putting back in. We got some plastics and stuff we got to put back in. Once I do that, we'll get it on the ground, and I'll show you the how it looks. And there we go. Those 20s are stretching that wheel well. There we go. I'm gonna move all the trucks and we're gonna pull it out. We'll get a good distance view of it. There we go. Look at that. It's laid out, pulling so much stress right there on that. Oh well, we're gonna see how long that lasts. Man. She is gonna be happy. Ah, here we go. Look at that. On the ground, mud flat. not bad for a unibody truck. Looks good. Wish it could go lower, but for what it is, can't complain. With that being said, thank you guys, as always, for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. If you have questions, something I missed, by all means ask me. And we'll see you on the next one.